You guys know the rules. Welcome all around the world. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're at, to the Rubbings Racing Touring Car Championship. Round 8 here at Indianapolis Road Course. Hold on one second, guys. Ah, that's better. Anyway, oh, that was me. I think that was me. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. Round 8, like I said, Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course today. We have a 10-person field. It is going to be absolute madness if you guys were paying attention to any of the qualifying here. We had Luke Bennett put in a really good time. 20 seconds, guys. Luke Bennett had a really good time. Smithy coming in second. Bobby Dazzler and Grandpa rounding off top two. So we're going to take a look at these guys as they line up here, as we see them lined up as they get ready to start this race. And round 8's off, and here we go. And all these guys hard on the throttle as they come out of the acceleration zone here. Up past the start-finish line, it's going to be really, really, really tricky. Let's ride along here with Kay Morris. He's one of our favorites. And you can see these guys coming in three wide into the corner. Who's going to give? Who's going to take? Three wide. Kay Morris in the BMW all by himself, getting banged around like a pinball here, ladies and gentlemen. Banged around. Let's go back here trackside and take a look to see all this action as these guys come up through turns 4, 5, and 6. They got to come up through this little tricky chicane here. If you get it right, you can make up a lot of speed, but if you're too wide, you lose a lot of speed coming up through here. As you see Kay Morris get on the outside. Meanwhile, Luke Bennett takes off 1 second already in front of the field. We got Kay Morris and Smithy side by side as these guys are coming down here to turn 7. These guys, it's a hard braking zone. It's BMW has got that rear wheel drive, and Renault's got the front wheel drive. So this is really a battle of manufacturers and a battle of drivetrainers. These guys get together as they come up through here through turns 9 and 10. Guys, Kay Morris still trying it on the outside. Comes back in line. We got somebody off wide there, but you look at it. Looks like Bobby Dazzler takes a peek to the inside. It makes this a 3-person battle here. We got this battle going on for, ladies and gentlemen, for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th places. These guys hard on this braking zone one more time, whereas they come down through turn 12 and down through 13 and down through 14. There's 14 turns in this track, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I was a little late getting to the broadcast here. But it looks like Bobby Dazzler goes up to 2nd place. Meanwhile, Luke Bennett out front, 3.5 seconds to be expected. But these guys in qualifying were all super, super tight. As you can see it here on the track, ladies and gentlemen, they are still nose to tail. You can throw a blanket over these guys. Luke Bennett, we can see him brake stroking a little bit as he comes out in the turn. Look at these guys going to try to make it 3 wide. Nope, they think better of it as Smithy goes. Smithy gets the position up to 2nd and in front of that BMW with Kay Morris, but Kay Morris is doing a fantastic job with that. Smithy dives it to the inside, gets a little loose, has to come back on. These guys are well aware on the brakes, and Kay Morris goes around. Kay Morris, looks like he collects somebody with him. He's got to hold his brakes, guys. Big turn, big spin right here. Kay Morris looks like he gets going around, but let's get back up here to Smithy. Smithy, meanwhile, in 2nd place, 4 seconds behind him, and the console and Bobby Dazzler. The console all over the back of Bobby Dazzler as these guys go up past Smithy. It looks like the consoles up to 3rd. Bobby Dazzler up to 2nd. These guys side by side. Looks like Bobby Dazzler still taking it on the inside here, but console just won't let him alone as these guys come up through turn 10 and out through turn 11 here as they come up through this hard braking zone in turn 12. See Bobby Dazzler out front. The console harass him. Looks like he's going to try to make a move to the inside, take that preferred line away. The console does. Can he make it stick? Out on the curb, all the way out to the backside. Bobby Dazzler to the inside. Oh, they make contact a little bit. Bobby Dazzler back into the grass, back onto the track. The console, meanwhile, maintains 2nd place. The Grandpa Steve's coming up beside him on the outside. He's got a train of cars behind him there. These guys, this is for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place, ladies and gentlemen. The console leads this train as they come down through the for the 3rd time today. And it looks like the console, I'm getting a little confused there. It looks like the console out front, Granddad behind him, and Smithy right behind him. These guys are going to try to sort it out as they come down to turn 1 hard on the brakes. They're going to have to try to get the weight of the car to shift to the other side and then make it shift again. We got a bunch of contact back here. Let's see what happened, ladies and gentlemen. I seen it right there in the frame. I couldn't see what happened. It looks like everybody got through. Meanwhile, the console gains a little bit of time, gets a 2nd out in front of Granddad there, but Granddad looks like he's coming up about him, but right behind him, Bobby Dazzler and that guitar dude. That guitar dude had a really good qualifying lap there until Luke Bennett knocked him off, but that guitar dude currently up to 5th place right now. Fifth place as these guys are all in line. Looks like he might try to make a move to the inside. Thinks better of it. Back in line as these guys hard on this braking zone. Got to watch that curve. It'll throw you off a little bit. Coming down into that curve, ladies and gentlemen, you can get a real squirrely in there, but you see the console, you see Granddad, you see Bobby, and you see that guitar dude all in line coming through here. Let's take a look to the front of these guys, trackside here. Matter of fact, let's go with the guitar dude. Let's go in cockpit view with him and see what he's seeing here. He's seeing the battle right now for third and fourth place, ladies and gentlemen. You see, he's got to get hard on those brakes. Let's go down here and see if we can turn the speedometer on, and you'll see what I mean here. See, you see him on the brake trail braking a little bit as they come out. He's got to hit that apex, but these guys just can't get away from each other right now. As you got Luke Bennett now 5 seconds out in front of everybody. The console now in second place. Granddad Steve is up to third place right now, and he's being harassed right now by Bobby Dazzler. Let's ride along with Bobby Dazzler here and take a look at this action here. These guys are going to come on the brakes. Got to watch them brake lights. These guys, he's going to try to make the move on the inside. Can he try to make it happen? Oh, hard. You can hear him locking up. Gets a good exit coming out of that corner. Back to the apex, back to the outside. You see the weight of the car moving around. These guys are side by side. Grandpa Steve's holding his line very well. Both of these guys on the brakes as they come down. Looks like Grandpa Steve gets a little wide. Bobby Dazzler tries to make it to the inside. And you can see in the mirror, that guitar dude is all over him. This is great concentration by these guys and these Renaults here. Meanwhile, Luke Bennett continues his lead out front by about 5 seconds here. As we ride along here, right now you see these guys hard on the brakes, down into this braking zone. Some of these guys take it in third, some take it in second. And these guys are now coming back through here, and this is all great action. This is what the driver's seeing, ladies and gentlemen. This is this is lap 4. How many laps do we have in this race, guys? 10. This is 4 out of 10 laps, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, I forgot to relay that information to you. But anyway, let's go back trackside here. Take a look at all this action here. You can see it's a lot faster out here on these cams. You see the console dive into the corner. Grandpa Bob and that guitar dude all right behind these guys as they come up through turn 13. This is a really technical. And the side by side, look at these two here going here. Bobby Dazzler and Grandpa Steve all right side by side as there's going to be a drag race down the front stretch, down to the start-finish line. And we got that guitar dude right behind these guys watching all this happen. He decides to get in line there. He realizes he can't make the move. It's a little quicker in the slipstream there as these guys come down. They're going to come down hard onto this braking zone. They're going to have to fan out and try to sort it out here. Here we come, ladies and gentlemen. The console makes it through. Oh, it looks like he gets a little tail happening. He goes around. Oh, he goes around. Can he get it going? Can he get it going? Like, who was that? Grandpa Steve got it going. He does. He loses a lot of positions down to 6th place. Smithy gets by. That guitar dude, meanwhile, back up, harassing Bobby Dazzler. These guys were almost recipients of that accident there, but they seem to get through as they come through this little tricky chicane. It looks easy, but man, when you're on the track, that if you get the speed wrong, it can carry you all the way to the outside of that curve. You can see on the right part of the screen right now, all the way in the distance there. It'll carry you on the outside of that curve. You get a slowdown penalty. Looks like we have a slowdown penalty here. Let's go back here to Smithy and Muff Dog. We got Grandpa Steve. Here we got Grandpa Steve, Muff Dog, and Smithy. All three of these guys, nose to tail, as these guys are coming up through the turn 7, 8, and 9. As these guys come up here. But it's technical, tricky right-hander. This is really difficult sometimes. These guys are coming all the way up here. Nose to tail. Smithy, 7th place. Had a good run in qualifying. Had a good run. Don't know if he got any kind of damage or not, but he was doing really good as he takes the position away from Muff Dog there. Smithy up to 6th place, and Grandpa Steve, meanwhile, about a second in front of these guys. You can hear him on the rev limiter as he comes screaming by. We're going to keep an eye on these guys here, side by side, once again, coming out of turn 14. Going to make it a drag race. You got Renault versus Renault, blue and white versus red and yellow. Does the color scheme matter? It's a myth here in Project Cars 2. Everybody says certain different cars go faster. We have one guy who swears the pink cars are faster. Don't know. Seems to be fast in this league. Anyway, Luke Bennett out front by only 5 seconds. He's not gaining anything, but he's not losing anything either. So it looks like, we looked like about contact coming right there. We got, who did we have coming through there? We had Murphy, looks like he goes off. Muff Dog looks like he goes off. Smithy, they got side by side. Apologize to him on the track. Not sure if he has to give that position back. If he took it away from him, we're not sure. We're going to have to keep an eye on that, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, Bobby Dazzler and that guitar dude back at it again. This is for 3rd place. Bobby Dazzler has it. That guitar dude wants it as these guys come down here to turn 7, 8, and 9. This is a tricky technical section through here, ladies and gentlemen. But looks like that guitar dude has it all the way down. It looks really good coming with that front wheel Renault there. And these guys are getting all the grip they can possibly get coming out of there, trying to hit those apexes and take it all the way to the outside of these guys. nose to tail here. Looks like that guitar dude's off just a little bit. See if he can make up anything in this braking zone as these guys come down hard on the brakes into turn 12, out around turn 13. As these guys hit the apex on the inside. Good looking apex, good looking entrance, but he just can't make up any time on Bobby Dazzler. Bobby Dazzler solid through there. The console, meanwhile, up to second place all by himself. You can see Bobby Dazzler and that guitar dude in the background bringing it up. And he looks like you got Grandpa Steve and Smithy coming into the picture there. So you can see all these guys are still within eyesight of each other. You got Lion's Foot coming into the background back there too. So you got the top 6 guys right there, not including Luke Bennett. All within eyesight of each other. So even though these guys look like they're not really that close together, they really are in the driver's seat here. If we go here, we can take a look at that guitar dude. Hey, we'll ride in the cockpit with that guitar dude, and I'll show you exactly what I mean here, ladies and gentlemen, if I can ever figure out this stupid thing. I'm ready to chase, and they're inside the cockpit. See that guitar dude right behind Bobby Dazzler as these guys come down this backstretch down, and they're going to have to get hard on the brakes here at turn 7. There's a really hard braking zone right here. Hard, you can see his pedal all the way down, trying to coast it into that corner. These guys are really, and then they got to float the weight through to the left on this, and then float the weight through the right on that. Try to get the car balanced. It's really tricky to set these cars set up, but he's doing a really good job keeping up with Bobby Dazzler. That guitar dude currently sitting in 4th. And let's ride back to Smithy now. Smithy now harassing Grandpa Steve as he's coming. They're coming right now. Coming down through turn 10, up through turn 11. Can he gain anything on them up here as they come hard on this braking zone in turn 12? On the brakes, these guys are right now. Here he goes hard on. He locks them up. You can hear the engine just getting a little bit silent there a little bit, but he makes up a lot of time coming through there. You can see if he can hit this apex. He gets a good thing on the rev limiter, up through the gears, man. Hard on the accelerator. See what he can get, if he can get any kind of toe on him here. Lap 8 out of 10, ladies and gentlemen. They're coming to the line right now. We got riding along right now with Smithy chasing Grandpa Steve. And these guys, they're all pretty close in the points. Uniclark is a no-show today, but Uniclark leading the points at 353. But that guitar dude currently 263 points in second. Luke Bennett 262 points in third. Myself, Kenbo 76, 260 points, but I have a substitute in for today. And Muff Dog is 254 points. And the console is 253 points. And Grandpa Steve is 249 points. And Smithy is 234 points. So you can see the points. All it takes is one sum for one person to really mess up in the points or mess up on the track, and it can be a big shake-up here. So we go back here and still look at that. Smithy looks like, or that guitar dude still looks like he's harassing Bobby Dazzler. Looks like he fell off a little bit. Bobby Dazzler, you can see him come through that section really clean. That guitar dude right behind him, man. Let's go back here to Muff Dog and Trode. These guys still battling back here. This is still a position. K. Morris having a hard time. You can see him way in the background there coming around the corner. It looks like that rear-wheel drive is not paying off for him today. But Muff Dog and Tro right now. Tro 8, Muff Dog in 9th. Muff Dog, I'm sorry, in 9th in that number 20 aquamarine and white Renault. Everybody seems to favor the Renaults, and like this track, they seem to be really good. Looks like Muff Dog look like he's getting ready to make a run here on Tro. See if he can do anything coming down here to turn 12. They know they're going to have to get on this braking zone here, and you can see the front end of these Renault's dive as these guys come on. Looks like Muff Dog gets out into the grass. Don't know if he's going to get a penalty for that, but on to the apex. Great entrance, almost side by side with Tro, but Tro just be able to hold his line. Muff Dog looks like he's going to have to fall back in line, get behind Tro. Lap 9, ladies and gentlemen. Luke Bennett, lap 9. We'll take a ride with the leader here just real quick. It looks like the leader's coming up through that little tricky chicane there all by himself. 6 seconds out in front of the console. The console has been quiet all by himself, coming through the chicane and by himself right now. Bobby Dazzler looks like he increased his gap a little bit from that guitar dude. These guys are really racing hard. Tires might have went away just a little bit. Smithy's comfortably in 6th place. Grandpa Steve looks like they had a little incident back there. Into 6th. Lion's Foot currently right now into 7th. Muff Dog and Tro still battling. Ooh, Muff Dog looks like he gets around him. Tro looks like he gets a little loose as they come up through the chicane. That's that area I was telling you about. You see they go all the way to the outside of the pane here. We'll keep an eye on this. Let's ride on board with Tro here and take a look and see if he can make any kind of move. Looks like he's backing off a little bit. Good on fuel. It looks like everything's good. The tires are all good. He's got one blue tire in the back there. I'm not sure the tire ain't heating up. Not getting the heat to the tires, but anyways, they come up here for the turn 7, 8, finally down through turn 9. Come to this hard braking zone a little bit. Into 10, downshift, out through the gears. This turn will take you out through number 10. This next turn coming up here on the apex is turn 11, and up to this hard braking zone they're going to be in turn 12. Let's go back to the leader here. Looks like Luke Bennett coming into turn. Luke Bennett now all by himself out front. Like I said, 6.5 seconds out in front of the console, 6 seconds behind him here. Let's see what happened back here with this battle. Oh, it looks like Tro now back off of Muffdog. Muffdog now out in front crossing. So we got Luke Bennett right now. Luke Bennett out of turn 6, coming up to turn 7. I'm going to get on this. We're going to ride along here with Luke Bennett, see how he does it, see how he's so fast. Hard on them brakes there, you see. He turns it in. His final lap here. This is the last time riding along with Luke Bennett as he comes up through turn 7, 8, and 9. You can see conditions getting a little slippy here. Takes that apex on the inside all the way back to the outside. Luke Bennett is our British driver. He's a pro esports driver. Missed a couple races here due to some technical difficulties with his equipment. Good to have him back. He missed 2 weeks with us. Still right there in the points, though, and it's good to have him back where he left off there. Luke Bennett as he comes down to turn 14 one final time. Luke Bennett's going to take the sprint race all by himself, 6 seconds out in front of the console. We'll go trackside and watch Luke Bennett celebrate as he comes across the line all by himself. Luke Bennett flashing the lights. Good job. Luke Bennett comes in first. The console now coming out, taking out cones, flashing his lights to the grid line. Comes in third. Bobby Dazzler, here he comes right behind the console. Made up some time on him. Good solid run for Bobby Dazzler. That guitar dude now coming in fourth. Smithy, great day, up and down. Got to be happy with a 5th place here. And we got Granddad Steve coming in 6th place. He had some good racing going on. Lion's Foot coming in at 7th. You got Muff Dog. Where's Muff Dog at? Muff Dog and Tro still going at it back here. These two still. Tro won't give up on them. And we got, looks like he may have it as they come down one more time. I don't think Tro's going to be able to get him. So we got Muff Dog coming in, Tro coming in, and then K Morse in the rear-wheel BMW. I think he's a loner out there. He might want to make some adjustments to that thing. 10th place. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Please stay tuned for our feature race here. It's, how many laps is the feature race, guys? I'm not sure, but stay tuned. We'll get it all sorted out. We'll be back in a few minutes. Let these guys stretch their legs out, grab their drinks and ever. So thank you for tuning in. And like I said, stay tuned. All right, right now riding trackside with Smithy. Smithy now got the lead as these guys look like these guys just coming out. Looks like they're coming up through the chicane, so we didn't miss much action. Right now, it looks like Luke Bennett all over the back of Smithy. Comes up side beside him here. Tries to make the move on the inside. These guys got to watch out for puddles. Looks like it's pretty heavy rain as you see all these headlights come down the backstretch here. Smithy to the inside. Luke Bennett on the outside. Everybody on the brakes here. You can see, let's take a look back through the field here, see if everybody gets through. Oh, it's a horrible camera angle, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, back to the front. Smithy out front. Luke Bennett in behind him here. Keep an eye on this battle. You got Muff Dog and Muff Dog and Bobby Dazzler get together. Looks like Muff Dog gets by him. Looks like Luke Bennett makes a move to the inside here. Luke Bennett's going to try to make a turn as they come around turn 11. They're going to have to get on this braking zone. In the rain, it's going to be a little tricky here. Both of these guys side by side. Here they are on the brakes. Luke Bennett makes it stick on the curb, out to the outside. Looks good. Looks like Smithy right behind him there. Tries to go outside. Nope, he's going to see if he can follow him through, make crossover. And meanwhile, Muff Dog up to 3rd place. Great starting position. He started in 5th, up to 3rd with Bobby Dazzler right behind him. We heard it right now. We have Luke Bennett out front. Smithy wants to get it back. We heard he had the toe in practice. Can he get the toe in the race? Let's see here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we can't see a thing. All we can see is headlights. This is kind of weird and freaky all at the same time. Oh, we got some fun. Looks like Smithy to the outside, Luke Bennett to the inside. These guys are on the brakes. Smithy in the red car, Luke in the front car in the number 19. It looks like he's got his teammate, the number 20, Muff Dog, right behind him here. I don't know if they're teammates. They got the same taste. He pushes them wide. Luke out wide. Oh, all these guys here. Looks like Muff Dog takes the lead. Smithy to the outside, Luke Bennett to the inside. Bobby Dazzler on the back of these guys, all 4 of these guys. Whole bunch of things are sorting out, and you got these 19 and number 20 Renaults side by side. Is a little confusing for the people behind them, but I'll get it all sorted out. Luke and Muff Dog right side by side are going to come down to this braking zone. You can see the front ends of these things start to dive. They make the turn in. Muff Dog got the position. Luke Bennett tries to take it back on the inside, but Muff Dog holds the inside line coming through here. Luke Bennett trying again on the outside. Muff Dog looks really good as he's coming through, sliding that rear end in and out of there. You can hear these things gearing down, and they wind back up to sound like a bunch of bees in a tin can, side by side. Once again, Luke Bennett trying to make a move like he did last lap on Smithy. Let's see if he can make it happen this time. Luke Bennett to the inside. Muff Dog on the outside. Luke Bennett on the brakes. We know he's late on these brakes. Looks like he gets it. Looks like Muff Dog tries to take it. Gets a little loose almost to the grass. Can he make it stick on the outside? Don't know. They come through side by side. Both of these guys. Puddles of water laying all over the track. You can see these guys getting loose. This is fantastic racing in the rain at Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course. Muff Dog gets a little loose. Gets right back in line behind Luke Bennett. Smithy, meanwhile, right behind him. Bobby Dazzler behind them. You got the console behind him and Kay Morris. All you can see, barely see him through the fog and the rain and the haze here. Horrible conditions at Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course. Luke looks like he's got the inside. He's going to see if he can do Smithy and Muff Dog side by side as they come down here through turns 2, 3, and 4. Luke Bennett out front, Muff Dog in behind him, Smithy right behind these guys, and Bobby Dazzler behind him. Bobby Dazzler gets loose. Looks like he's going to have to overcorrect a little bit, lose a little bit of time to these guys, but falls right in by. That gives the console the ability to climb right up on top of them here. Let's take a look at the console here. Let's go cockpit with the console. This is what we're seeing from inside. Looks like somebody's got to slow down here. Third place has got to slow down. Muff Dog. No, Smithy has got to slow down. So these guys on the brakes, you can barely see anything. Looks like he needs to turn his wipers on delay there or something. But anyways, all over the back of Bobby Dazzler. Smithy right in front of him, Muff Dog in front of him, and Luke Bennett taking, you can see him going up in the right corner out of the windshield. Luke Bennett out in front of everybody. So this is a great battle on track. See if we can see any puddles here these guys have to avoid as these guys come up through turn 11. They're on this braking zone here. But he's braking a little bit earlier. The console on the outside. Can he make it stick? Trying to get by Bobby Dazzler. Bobby Dazzler, meanwhile, to the inside. Or stays on the outside. The console's going to try it on the inside. See if he can make it happen. No, and these guys just can't make it stick. Too much rain. They're losing a lot of grip in these puddles here, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the console just all over the back of Bobby Dazzler. These guys are just racing like crazy here. Great stuff. Smithy, meanwhile, on the back of Muff Dog. Right behind him, Bobby Dazzler right behind Smithy in the console, right behind, and you can see all these guys are stay on board here with the console. Take a lap with console here real quick in this pink car. We'll see if it's any faster than the other ones. Looks like, it just misses the markers. These guys, you can see they're struggling for grip as they try it on these braking zones. Coming through here, you can hear the RPMs. I hear the RPMs winding up. We'll take a look at the telemetry here. You can see it's on the brakes, on the gas, on the brakes. Don't know what to do. Both at the same time, trying to keep the grip all through these wet conditions. But it looks like the sun might be coming out a little bit. Oh, if you look over to the left here, looks like sun may be peeking out, so we may dry up here. Clear forecast, it says right now. The track temperature is 66 degrees. Oh, can you hear me? All right, can you guys hear me or no? Meanwhile, Muff Dog back to second place. I gotta check the stream here. I don't know if I'm Oh, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry about that. The drivers cannot hear me, but you guys can. So sorry about that pause right there. We had a technical difficulty. I had to leave and then come back, so the drivers cannot hear me. So anyway, we're taking a look here. Riding on log with Muff Dog right now. He's up to third place, side by side. This action is crazy here, ladies and gentlemen. You can see these guys. You can see them out of the corner here, side by side. Take a look here. Let's go trackside here. We take a look at Luke Bennett now out in the front all by himself as he comes up through the chicane. Like 5 out of 17. There is a mandatory pit in this race here, so Luke Bennett out front. Smithy now up to second place. Muff Dog up to third place. Had second place, lost it to Smithy. Smithy to third. Bobby Dazzler in the console. All of these guys. Looks like Kay Morris got his setup. Must have got his setup back together, right? Kay Morris currently in 6th place right now. Lions put the 7th. That guitar dude in 8th. Having a horrible outing in the rain. Some guys are really good. Some guys are really bad. Tro and Granddad Steve. But anyway, we'll go back up here to this battle right here as we see... oh, man, we see Muff Dog take it away from Smithy. Smithy back to tries to fight to the outside. Now Bobby Dazzler behind all three of these guys. These guys are going to come into this braking zone here. Keeping an eye on Muff Dog, Smithy, and Bobby Dazzler, all three of these guys, as they come in through turn 13 and out of turn 14 here. All four of these guys, looks like Bobby Dazzler gets a little loose, and the console's all over the back of him here. Let's ride along with the console and see what's going on with Bobby Dazzler. Bobby Dazzler tires might be going a little away. I doubt they're going away. It looks like the problem is they're not heating up. They're heating up. Looks like they're really, really cold still. They're all on wet tires, and I'm going to have to get on these brakes and see if the console can make anything happen here as we ride along. Let's just enjoy it. Oh, and the console makes a move up. And he comes next. His next victim is Smithy and Muff Dog. And let's take a look here and ride along with her. Oh, it takes him on the outside. Smithy in the mirror, you can see him getting a little loose. Some contact made between these guys. Contact between the console and Muff Dog. Oh, these conditions are horrible here in Indianapolis as these guys come through. You can see Muff Dog get loose. The console trying to stay away from a side-by-side action here. Let's go back trackside here. Take a look at these guys. They come down through the corner here, trackside. Oh, you can see all these guys lined up behind them. The console on the outside, Muff Dog on the inside. Muff Dog's going to get hard on the brakes. You can see the laying water on the track, which does affect the braking lines and the braking zones and the acceleration coming out of some of these corners. Looks like the track might be drying up a little bit. Clear forecast right now. 77 degrees is the track temperature. 51 is the ambient temperature. You see the console on the outside of Muff Dog. Luke Bennett, meanwhile, 4 seconds out front, 4.5 seconds out front, but the race for the podium is right back here between Muff Dog, the console, Smithy, Bobby Dazzler. It looks like Kay Morse now into the picture. Kay Morrison, oh, it looks like everybody gets going. Smithy gets sideways. Take a look at Smithy. Kay Morse gets by. Bobby Dazzler gets by. The console gets by. Muff Dog gets by. Let's take a look back here. And, oh, we got some more action going on here. Everybody's getting sideways as these guys come up through the corner here. Bobby Dazzler, Kay Morse back at it again. These two are rivals in the GT4 series. All now they're battling for position. You see the console, Muff Dog, Bobby Dazzler, Kay Morse, Lionsfoot, Smithy, that guitar dude, Trode, all these guys coming into the picture, still within each other. 7 out of 17 laps, 10 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen, with a mandatory pit stop. This pit stop is a long, long pit stop, so these guys are going to have to be communicating as we see these guys come through the corner. Kay Morris with that rear-wheel drive, taking it, oh, and he pushes them off to the outside. Bobby Dazzler, Kay Morris get back together. Kay Morris looks like he lets Bobby Dazzler get by, but stacks everybody up behind them. Meanwhile, Lionsfoot goes by. Lionsfoot, Bobby Dazzler, and Kay Morse, these guys are all trying to sort it out. This is absolute madness. Tuesday night touring car madness, ladies and gentlemen. They come through the chicane trying to sort it all out. We got one BMW, and we got 4 Renaults, 3 Renaults beside these guys. Everybody's racing hard. They're going to come down. Looks like they spread out a little bit. Try to figure it out. Look at the standing water. There's these guys side by side. Lionsfoot right beside Bobby Dazzler, the console, and the Muff Dog. Gets a little bit separated there, but Kay Morse right in behind Smithy. Oh, that was the battle for 5th, 6th, 4th, 5th, and 6th, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we see Smithy get wide. We see the console get wide. Oh, everybody's stacking up, and it looks like Kay Morse might be losing a little bit of grip in the back of that BMW there. So you see all these guys pile up one more time, coming down to turn 12. This is epic racing, ladies and gentlemen. Epic racing here at Rubbings Racing Touring Car Championship. Kay Morse on the outside, Lionsfoot to the inside. Looks like that guitar dude and Bobby Dazzler right behind these guys. All 4 of these guys. This is for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th place, ladies and gentlemen. Kay Morse still, it looks like he's got that top line speed as he comes screaming through there, but he's chased by a bunch of the Renaults as these guys come screaming down past the start-finish line. Lap 8, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, trying not to laugh, but this is so exciting watching these guys race. There you see Smithy come down. And 4 wide, these guys are going to try it. 4 wide, Kay Morse makes it stick to the inside, takes the position away from Lionfoot. Well done, Kay Morse. In that BMW, it looks like it's better in the wet than it is in the dry, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, Bobby Dazzler swinging into the picture, almost sideways, trying to chase Kay Morse. Lionsfoot and that guitar dude right behind these guys. That guitar dude, man, is all over the back of these guys. If we try to take a look here at the cockpit view, let's see it. Right along with that guitar dude. You can see the sun's coming out. Blue skies, ladies and gentlemen. So the track conditions are going to change. I think these guys are going to have to wait for a couple laps yet for the track to dry out before they start coming in to take their dry tires and make their pit stop adjustments. So riding along with that guitar dude, you can see these two side by side. Lionsfoot and Bobby Dazzler side by side. Kay Morse out in front of them guys with that BMW, that rear-wheel drive, doing really, really good here in the rain. Out in front of these guys, but these guys here right now, 6th, 7th, and 8th. That guitar dude is just all over the back of Lions Foot and Bobby Dazzler as they come up to this braking zone here into turn 12. Hard on the brakes. They're going to get hard on the brakes. Watch that inside. And these guys get together. A little bit of bang and rubbing and racing. That's what we are about, rubbing and racing as he takes the inside. Let's go back to the track, ladies and gentlemen. It's too close to call on the side here. You see it's still side by side. Lions Foot and that guitar dude as they come out here. Let's go up here and see what the console's up to. The console and Muff Dog side by side for 2nd place. Muff Dog has it. The console wants it. The console's going to do everything he can to try to get it away from Muff Dog. Looks like the track is starting to dry out a little bit as the console is chasing down Muff Dog for 2nd place. Looks like Muff Dog gets a little sideways through there. Loses the back end just a little bit. Able to recover as they come up here through turns 4, 5, and 6, out of the chicane, down this long stretch before they got to get back on a hard braking zone. As the console all over the back of Muff Dog. See if he can try to make a move, see if he can make anything stick on the outside. But right now, the Muff Dog has the preferred line going into this, but the console is known for making this stick. So let's see what the console does here. Nope, wisely backs off as he comes into turn 7. Through turn 8, out around turn 9. They come up to this weird braking zone in turn 10. Some guys downshift, some guys don't. The console comes in there. You can see him on the brakes a little bit, back on the throttle as wide as they can possibly get to get as much speed to carry him up here through turn 11 before they got to get hard on that braking zone in turn 12. Only to make that hard right-hander back to the brakes on the lap, or back to the brakes here on corner 12. Back on the throttle, back on the brakes, back to 13. Throwing the weight of the car around and then winding it all the way back up, out around turn 14, back to the home stretch here. Great racing by these guys. Muff Dog, the console. These guys, and it looks like the console's going to try to make a move side by side here as they come up side by side at the start-finish line. Lap 10, ladies and gentlemen. Watch these guys come down. We can see the splash off of somebody's car there. You see the console takes the position. Muff Dog back to 2nd. The console now on the brakes into turn 1. Got to go down through the gears and then come back up and try to make it stick through turn 2 here. Turn 3 is Muff Dog now chasing him. The console now in that pink car. Maybe the pink car is fast, but it looks like Muff Dog tries to take the inside away. And it looks like the console gets a little loose coming through there, but man, Muff Dog goes really wide. Has to get on the grass. He's going to lose a little bit of time there as he comes back through the chicane. The last time around, they were nose to tail. Looks like the console's got the advantage this time by here, ladies and gentlemen. Lap 10 out of 17. Luke Bennett out front by himself. The console right now in 2nd. 8 seconds behind him. Muff Dog in 3rd place right now. K Morris in that BMW. Good job, K Morris. K Morris up to 3rd. So we got Lions Foot and that guitar dude still battling it out here. 5th and 6th in these 2 Renaults here. These guys are going to come down here on the brakes, hard on this braking zone. You can see the track starting to dry out. We got Smithy in the pits and Bobby Dazzler now in the pits. So Bobby Dazzler now in the pits, Smithy in the pits. These guys, they were running up in the top front of the track, but this is a very, very long, frustrating pit road, and we're going to keep an eye on the leaders. Luke Bennett now into the pits by himself. Let's see what the console is going to do. The console is going to stay out, so it looks like the console is going to inherit the lead by himself. It looks like Muff Dog is going to stick with him here. These guys might be a good idea to pit together. Lap 10 out of 17. Lap 11 now as the console takes over the lead now. The console now leading. Muff Dog currently in 2nd. Luke into the pits. K Morris up to 4th. K Morris still on the track. That guitar dude on the track. Lions Foot now coming across the line on the track. So that's your top 6, ladies and gentlemen. Luke Bennett in the pits. Luke Bennett looks like he made his stop. Coming out of the pits, you can see him on the left part of the screen there, coming out of the pits as we keep an eye on this battle here. As we keep Lions Foot now in 5th place. Moves him up to 5th, but these guys have not made their pit stops yet. The console, Muff Dog, K Morris, that guitar dude, Lions Foot, and Tro have not made their pit stops yet. Sorry about that flashing the camera there, ladies and gentlemen. I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, back to the lead. We got the console now out front, all by himself. Currently 1.7 seconds out in front of Muff Dog right now. Muff Dog was doing a really good job hanging with him here. It looks like backed off just a little bit. Track conditions are starting to change. These wet tires are going to start hitting this dry pavement. It's going to start slowing the cars down and forcing a lot of understeer in these cars because they're a softer material. So see Muff Dog got a little wide coming out of there, coming out of turn 10. As he comes up through turn 11. Still, you see a little spray coming off. You see him lock him up. Got the tires turned as far as they can go. So, go back here. Looks like K. Morris looks like he might have spun around. Had a little indication by him there. Maybe not. Lions Foot currently right behind him. Lions Foot currently in 4th. K. Morris in 5th right now. The Lions Foot in front of him. K. Morris in 5th. So K. Morris looks like he's coming down through turn 12. See if these guys are going to make any pit moves. And yes, looks like K. Morris. Looks like Lions Foot. All these guys are going to come into the put. Looks like we have an incident on track here. Oh no, we got some good racing right here between Smithy and Bobby Dazzler. This is for 10th place. We know these guys have pitted, so depending on where the other guys come out, these guys need to be careful around each other, because if they take each other out, they may surrender the lead. But right now, Smithy, currently in 9th place. Looks like he must have got a slowdown. Oh, I guess something happened to Smithy. I don't know what happened. Lost the control of his car there, connection issue or whatever. Anyway, Bobby Dazzler takes 9th place away from him. Granddad is anyway back in 9th, but K. Morrison Lions Foot right now currently in the pits. Lions Foot has made his pit strategy, and he's now coming out of the pit. Meanwhile, the console coming right now through 7, 8, and 9 all by himself. Looks like he's got a really good lead now. 3-second lead on Muff Dog. And you can see the console pushes wide too. These guys are going to have to get into the pits. They got to start thinking about getting in here and get these slick tires on. You see the console out front here. Looks like he's coming up through turn 11. You can get on the brakes. Let's see what he does. It looks like he's locking them up just a little bit on the right side as he comes down through here. Still some water laying in here through turns 12, 13, and 14. But it looks like the console wisely makes a decision to come into the pits. These guys are a bunch of guys already made their pit stops. Muff Dog elects to stay out, so Muff Dog is now going to inherit the lead. Lap 12 out of 17, ladies and gentlemen. Late pit stop for the console, maybe the right move. Looks like the track is starting to dry out, so a little bit of wet temperature, a little bit of wet puddles still on the front stretch here as we see Muff Dog by himself there, out front now. 9 seconds in front of that guitar dude, which is just now coming out of turn 14 and winding up down the back stretch. And behind him we got Tro right now coming out of turn 14 down the backstretch. So these guys are all within sight of each other. Everything's starting to wind out here, but we're going to keep an eye on this pit battle here. We're going to go back here to Bobby Dazzler and see what Bobby Dazzler's going to do. K. Morris is about 7 seconds in front of him. We know these guys were battling side by side here, but as his track dries out, we're going to see a bunch of different strategies and a bunch of different driving styles play in. The tire pressures and slick tires are going to play in. So Smithy has got a slowdown. Looks like we're getting reports from the track that Smithy's got a slowdown. So Bobby Dazzler currently 9th place, 1 minute and 16. I didn't pay attention to the lap times in the pit road versus how many seconds it is, the conversion rate there. But anyway, Bobby Dazzler currently right now 9th place. We know he did pit. We know that Luke Bennett pitted. So right now we're seeing about a 4-second difference between them two. So Luke Bennett did pit. The console looks like he's now out of the pit. The console now comes back out to 5th place. Currently a long way behind Luke Bennett. About 11 seconds behind Luke Bennett right now. So right along with Luke Bennett here. Looks like Luke Bennett gets wide out into the grass. Comes back on to the track here. He comes up through turn 11. See, on this braking zone is going to be a little different now. It's got a little bit of mix between dry and wet as he comes down. You can see the back end of the car slide out just a little bit, but you can see the conditions wet right here, so they got to be careful coming into turn 13, into the exit and out. You can still see the standing water on the track here as Luke Bennett currently now in 4th place. Did pit. Not sure. We know Muff Dog didn't pit, so we'll take a look at Muff Dog here as he's coming around. Looks like Bobby Dazzler gets on the outside. Muff Dog comes by, lets him know he's coming by. Bobby Dazzler now in 9th place, a lap down. He did pit, so Muff Dog did go back around him. So I don't know if maybe Bobby Dazzler may have had some problems. We're not sure. It's not making a whole lot of sense to math, but I never claimed to be any good at math, ladies and gentlemen. So right now, riding along with Muff Dog, currently 1st place. That guitar dude in 2nd as he comes out of the chicane, almost a whole backstretch behind Muff Dog there. You can't see them both in the same picture. Looks like Luke Bennett currently at 3rd, but Luke Bennett right now is looks 19 seconds behind Muff Dog. Well, let's keep an eye on Muff Dog here. Let's see what he's going to do. Muff Dog looks like he comes out. Looks like a lot of guys have been struggling coming through here with a lot of overs there, but Bobby Dazzler now behind him saying, hey, you might have put me a lap down, but I want to get that lap back. Come on, man, let me by. Flashing his lights at him, telling him, hey, man, hey, we're coming down to this braking zone here. Turn 12. Let's see if Muff Dog's going to do. If he's going to stay out. Nope, Muff Dog comes into the pits, and we've seen K. Morris must have lost the control of the car there. Had to take the access road, come back onto the track. Great heads up by K. Morris here. Not sure what happened in the pit. It looks like Muff Dog now into the pit. You can see him entering the pit. Surrenders the lead. That Guitar Dude now in second place. Him and Luke Bennett, looks like there's going to be a battle here directly. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's not Luke Bennett. That's on the track. You can see K. Morris. You can see that Guitar Dude right now. We're focused on him. That Guitar Dude is the leader. Is at lap 15 out of 17. We're pretty sure that Guitar Dude did not pit yet. So that guitar guy, or that Guitar Dude, is now up to first place. Currently, Luke Bennett, 12 seconds behind him. And Muff Dog currently into the pits. Third place, as you see in the picture right now. Looks like Luke Bennett's going to go by Muff Dog. That was the console went by Muff Dog here. So Muff Dog's in the pits. Luke Bennett now up to second. The console now. Getting reports from the track that Muff Dog, his pit crew put snow tires on. They must have really been expecting some weird weather here in Indianapolis today. Snow tires. Last week it was wet tires with Luke Bennett. This week it's snow tires. Ladies and gentlemen, I've seen it all. Snow tires at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Track temperature is 93 degrees. Our tires may melt as we ride along here with Luke Bennett as he comes now into turn 7, out through turn 8, around turn 9, and then into that weird braking zone there in turn 10. As these guys, seen a lot of these guys going wide through turn 10. See what Luke Bennett does here as he comes out. Gets way out to the outside. Try to carry as much speed as they possibly can out through there as they try to wind it up as fast as they can go. Like I said before, it's turn 11 here. They got to get on these brakes right at the marker there, on the brakes there, down here through turn 12. Luke Bennett makes it look easy here as he comes down. As you can see, the track conditions are still wet on this side. Luke Bennett comes through 14, out through lap 14. So here comes Luke Bennett. Second place now, that Guitar Dude in 16th, still out front by himself, and it looks like K. Morris might have went around here, had a big wreck, big crash. K. Morris sitting right here all by himself, so not sure what's going on with K. Morris here. Back to the lead here, that Guitar Dude out front all by himself, still on wet tires, not comfortable maybe. He's only got one more lap to do it. If he doesn't do it this time, he's going to get eliminated. So that Guitar Dude not pitted. So right now, the battle right now is first place, as we got Luke Bennett currently 11 seconds behind that Guitar Dude. The console 23 seconds behind, Lions Foot 44. So there was a little bit of battle here. We got Tro and Bobby Morris. Looks like they were going at it. Bobby Morris, Bobby Dazzler. I'm sorry. Take a look here at Bobby Dazzler being chased by Tro as these guys come up. Tro's still a little way behind him, as you can see him coming through the picture here. And right behind him, you got Smithy. It looks like he's getting crazy sideways. And then Luke Bennett looked like he was right behind them. So, yeah, this is Luke Bennett's getting ready to come up and lap these guys here. Take a look here. We got Smithy now, 9th place, 1:28 seconds back. That Guitar Dude, we know he has to pit, so I'm not going to focus on him right now. I'm going to take a look at this here. As we see Smithy, last place, Luke Bennett in front of him. And let's get rid of this interface here and just take a look at this battle here and see what we can see happening there. Smithy looks like he's having a hard time coming through. Luke Bennett, you can see coming in behind him. K. Morris right in front of Smithy, or that's not K, that's Tro right in front. You can see Tro get sideways. These guys on the rev limiter. Smithy, takes it completely sideways. Luke Bennett, you can see sideways. Luke Bennett making up a ton of space right here. Luke Bennett coming up. And what a great camera angle. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we may have lost the feed one more time. Yeah, I've totally lost control of the camera. Oh, no, we have not. I'm not sure. I think the game messed up there. Anyway, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Luke Bennett now still harassing Smithy. Smithy wisely lets him by. Luke Bennett now takes the lead. Takes it away from Smithy. The console 9 seconds behind him. We keep an eye on Luke Bennett here. That Guitar Dude now into the pit. That Guitar Dude now coming out of the pit. Third place, he still may hold third place. Let's take a look at Lions Foot here. These guys might be racing here directly. Lions Foot comes all the way down. That Guitar Dude looks like he's now out of the pits. Coming around turn 1. Lions Foot looks like he's coming down past the start-finish line. This is going to be the last time around, ladies and gentlemen, I believe. Lap 17. As Luke Bennett comes through turns 6, 7, and 8, being harassed by Smithy. Smithy knows he's a lap up, so I can't do anything crazy around Luke. We know these guys are friends. We know they race together, and these guys are really good companions. But he's got to be careful around the leader. So the Luke Bennett looks like for the last time coming down to the turns 12 on that braking zone, back on the throttle, still wet. You can still see the water spraying off of the car here as we look at Luke Bennett. Let's take we look right along here with, let's keep an eye with Luke Bennett here. I'm sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Luke Bennett coming down one more time to the start-finish line. Luke Bennett crossing the finish line one last time. Luke Bennett is our winner. Luke Bennett is our winner. Looks like the Consul now coming in out of turn 14 by himself. Consul coming in second. Great run for the Consul. That Guitar Dude, despite the late pit stop, coming out, making a great recovery to third place. Here comes that Guitar Dude down the front stretch, out of turn 14 for the last time. Lion's Foot now coming out of, looks like he's coming out of turn 14 by himself. Fourth place, good run for him. Muff Dog had a good run at it there for a while. Got a little mixed up. I think they said they put snow tires on him, so able to recover, get a fifth place finish. Good run for him today. He was up and down. Had a pretty emotional race at 17 laps. Started off with the rain, ended up in dry weather, and now it's sunset, so track temperatures are really crazy. Granddad Steve coming out one last time in turn 14 in that blue Renault. Had a pretty good day, disconnected, had a bad qualifying run, back up to sixth place. Good point stay for him. Bobby Dazzler was running up there, got banged around a little bit into the grass. Wet conditions really didn't seem like they were favorable for Bobby Dazzler, as you can see him come down here through turn 12. Onto the brakes, down through 13. You can see him getting sideways. Probably just wants to put the car to bed. Comes out of turn 14 one more time for the last time today for the Touring Car Championships. Still getting sideways coming out of there. Maybe he doesn't have enough downs for it. Bobby Dazzler now coming in seventh place. Smithy, we've seen him. So thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. This has been another fantastic episode at Rubbings Racing Touring Car Championship. The Touring Car Madness did not disappoint the community tonight. Hopefully it didn't disappoint you. Get involved with our community. www.rubbingsracing.co.uk. Check out our Discord link. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Rubbings Racing. Get involved. You've seen the kind of racing we have. So thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. God bless. Good night.